In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Garmin Approach G10 and talking about whether or not it's worth picking up. So what we're going to be covering in this video are my first impressions, what it actually does, how it performed, the pros and cons, and also the best place to pick it up. But I will just mention our gear giveaway. If you want to enter into our 100, 500, and 1000 subscriber giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment giveaway down below. Simply do those three things and you'll be automatically entered. So let's start with my first impression. So this is Garmin's entry-level golf GPS that'll clip onto either your belt or your bag and give you the distance to the hazards, layups, and the green. I found it to be super simple to get set up and start using, more so than a lot of the competitors, which is definitely nice to see. It also has over 40,000 worldwide courses on it. Pretty much all the courses that I generally go to are on it, all pretty much of the main ones anyway. But what features does it actually have? So the G10 isn't the most advanced GPS out there, thus the cheaper price tag, but it is really good at giving you the basic information that you do need. On the main screen, it'll show you the hole number, the par, the green shape, and the distance to the front, center, and back of the green. You can also go to the menu and find the distance to different layup spots, to different hazards, and you can basically see a round analysis and kind of summary after your game, which is definitely cool. How accurate was it? So in terms of numbers, it was actually more accurate than I first thought it would be. Most of the units in the same price range aren't the best, so this one was, in my opinion, better. The distance to the front, center, and back of the green was always within about 5 yards of the course markers. Not the best on the market, but it is an inexpensive unit, and it is better than some of the other ones out there. But the one thing that was a little tough figuring out was where the layup spots were, because there was no hole overview. So on some of these, you can actually see the entire hole you're on, and you can see the layup spots on that. But because this one only shows the green shape, and as you can see in the picture, there's the 100 layup, 150, and 200. It's a little bit tricky, being able to actually figure out where those spots are. As long as you can see the holes in the fairway, you should be fine. But there's often cases where it's a little bit tough to figure out. But let's talk about the design. So I'm not really a fan of wearing watches, so I do really like the compact design and the clip-on feature of this. I do prefer the button style on these smaller GPS units compared to the touchscreen because it's not as sensitive or laggy. Some of the touchscreens are kind of like an archaic technology, and they are a bit laggy to use, or they are really sensitive. So it's kind of, not the easiest thing to use sometimes. The battery life was supposed to be around like 15 hours on GPS mode, but I generally had to recharge it after 2 rounds, which I was completely fine with. That was pretty much the standard across all of them. So I was completely fine with that. So how does it compare to others? So are there similar golf GPS units in like the similar price tag that I would recommend more? The Golf Buddy Voice 2 is very similar. I wouldn't say I'd recommend it more, but it is pretty much another kind of similar device. Are there similar golf GPS units that I like less? The Bushnell Phantom, the Bushnell Ghost, and the ISO Swami are all GPS units that I like less than this one. So what would I recommend if you want a slight upgrade? So the Garmin Approach X40 watch is a great option, or the Garmin Approach G30 are both one of the better, slightly upgraded GPS units. They're going to be a little bit more money, but they do offer some more features as well. Let's cover pros. So it's nice and compact. There are a lot of courses already programmed in. The price can't be beat. And then you can see the green shape and also move the pin around to get a precise location. And then cons, it doesn't come with a fitness or notifications. It has an odometer, so it'll count like your steps, that kind of thing. That's pretty much it. It won't, to keep track of your heartbeat, calories burned, that kind of thing. The instructions weren't very clear. I've personally used a lot of these, so it wasn't really an issue for me. But if you never really used any of these before, the instructions aren't the best, and it will probably take a little bit of time getting used to. And then it's not as fast as others when it comes to locating the course and distances. So it does take a few minutes to actually be able to dial in whatever course you are on. And then it will take, 5, 10, 15 seconds to calculate like the distance and, that kind of thing. So it is a little bit slower, but overall, it definitely is pretty solid. The breakdown, performance score 9, price score 10, ease of use 8, my personal score 9, which is definitely really, really solid. Frequently asked questions, is it readable in sunlight? Yes, it is. Can you manually select a point on the green? Yes, you can. Does it come with a scorecard? And yes, it does. Okay, so is it worth it, taking into account all the pros, all the cons? I would say if you're in the market for a new golf GPS and you don't want to break the bank, this could definitely be a good option. It's not overly advanced and it's not the most accurate on the market, but it is really close and it's one of the better options in this price range. I definitely give it a thumbs up, but if you do want a unit that does a bit more, there is the Garmin G30. It's about $100 more, so I will leave links for both those down below. But if you would like to see more images or reviews of any of the mentioned products, or you want to get any of them for the lowest price available, click the link in the description down below. At the time of the video, that was the best place I could find it, so you can go ahead and check out the current price if you want. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.